My husband asked me for an open marriage because he wasn't attracted to me anymore. About 1 year ago, my husband, female 39, male 48, told me he wasn't sexually attracted to me anymore. I kind of understood that because since our second child, male 4, was born, he hasn't had sex with me. He said he loved me more than anything in the world and that the rest of the relationship was perfect, but he needed to have sex or he would go crazy. I was taken aback, but I started asking him about the definition of open marriage, and we discussed it over a few weeks. To be honest, I was feeling sexually deprived, and the idea started to grow on me. I said yes and asked if there were any rules, and he said usually every couple had their own rules. So, our rules is no bringing them home and use protection. My husband was very clear that he also wanted to know who the other person or people were and when. Then what he said was to plan our days. He was meeting new women within a week. He told me everything, showed me pictures, and was gone most of the nights. Not gonna lie, I felt like shit, but I thought I needed to give it time. I was more careful, however, because I needed to know the people I had sex with and at least had some kind of feelings. But I started to relax more and flirt back with guys. One of them is a client, male 36, at the bank I work for. Not my client, but he sees me often and he always has been pleasant and extra chatty with me. Now, I started flirting about a month ago. I finally decided that I was ready to start sleeping with others. I told Jay about my arrangement. He was disappointed at first, but then he said he was in. I went home to my husband and asked him if he was going to do anything that Friday, and he said no. I told him that it was good because I needed him to be with the children. I showed him Jay and told him I was meeting him Friday. He was silent. Friday came and my husband texted me that he was stuck at work, that he later was going to meet a girl so he couldn't watch the children. This continued every time I fixed a date with Jay. He would do the same and leave me with the children. I don't mind spending time with the children, but I was getting annoyed anyway. Last Monday, I had no meetings at work after lunch, which often means that I don't need to stay in place. I texted Jay if he wanted to meet, and he was at home. My children are in daycare. I went to his place and it was amazing. I have missed this so much. The feeling that I'm desired and someone's eyes on me filled with lust for me, my body. When I got home to my husband, I told him and he was livid because I didn't tell him beforehand. I broke a rule. I told him that I didn't. He knew that I was seeing this guy and that I'd been trying to make time. Anyway, he didn't speak to me the rest of the evening. He woke me up in the middle of the night with gentle kisses and touches, and we had sex 3 times. First time in almost 5 years. We have had sex every night since. Now he's saying that he is attracted to me again, and that's why we need to close the marriage again, but I don't want to. I like having other options, and we're not hurting anyone.
My girlfriend is upset that I didn't go to her brother's wedding with her because she was wearing a white dress. Last weekend, my girlfriend's oldest brother got married. She has 1 older brother and 2 younger ones. I was supposed to go with my girlfriend, but instead of wearing the dress she bought when we went shopping together with her mom, she wore a different one. It was a lacy white floor-length one. I asked her if it was really appropriate to wear a dress like that to someone else's wedding, but she said it's not a wedding dress. It sure looked like one, but she said it was only $150 and not a wedding dress. I decided not to go because she was being so inappropriate and I thought it would be too embarrassing. I messaged her cousin that I might have been exposed to COVID and couldn't come because I didn't want to make drama. I found out that she didn't change her dress before she went. I also found out that she got there later than she was supposed to, and she started to try to walk up the aisle to her seat after everyone else was sitting in their seats and the wedding was about to start. Her dad stopped her and she had to sit in the back, and her parents drove her back to her apartment so she could change dresses between the ceremony and the reception. Her cousin told me that she told everyone that since her brother is gay and there was no bride at the wedding, she didn't see a problem with wearing that dress. Her parents made sure that the photographer didn't take any pictures with her anywhere in them when she was wearing the white dress. She's still mad I didn't go, but I think I dodged a bullet. She still doesn't think she did anything wrong.
So I, 24 male, have lived on my own for about 2 years now. I have a very small bungalow that I'm able to pretty comfortably afford. In this bungalow, I have an attic area. At a guess, I'd say it's about 5 by 5 meters in size, and you can really only stand in there in the very center. Anyway, I work the night shift at a factory. I basically just sit on my phone all night, so I usually get in around about 8 in the morning. I was coming home last Thursday during a heavy storm and I got into the house and just went to sleep. When I woke up, I went on my phone and saw that I was so tired that I didn't check my notifications. I have a Ring camera outside of my door which shows anyone who would have come to my room. I saw I had been tripped around 7:42 in the morning. I got into the house around 8:10 to 8:15 in the morning. I checked the video and saw that it was a man. He was pressed right up to the door and he was fumbling around with the handle. He did this for about 10 seconds until he spotted the camera. This unsettled me, but didn't entirely creep me out or anything. I got up to go make some food and discovered something in the kitchen. My back window was open. I, of course, instantly began having thoughts of a home intruder, but slowly chilled as I convinced myself that I had left it open. The rest of the day consisted of this: just noticing small things that didn't seem right and scaring myself. All up until a point. I leave for my shift at 10 p.m. and I was watching some TV around 9 o'clock. I spotted something that made my heart leap into my throat. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see it. My attic entrance was slowly being slid open. I can so vividly remember that I began questioning my sanity. Surely I was hallucinating or something. I saw fingers wrapped around the hatch and began moving it more. I didn't know what to do. I could feel the panic beginning to really get to me, and I wasn't sure if I should leave the house or call the police, or if I should try to yell at whoever was up there. I chose a mixture of both. I began dialing 999 and I ran to my bedroom where I could lock the door. As soon as I began running, I heard the hatch get almost teared off with the speed they moved it, and I arrived at my bedroom door. I looked down the corridor and watched for a second, seeing only a little slice of blackness in my attic, and I saw a human hand still holding onto the sides of my ceiling. I yelled, "Whoever is there, I'm calling the police and I have a gun." I do not own a gun. If you take a step out there, I will fucking shoot you. The adrenaline was really making my hands and voice shake, but I tried sounding as tough as I could. Then I saw something that I truly do not think I will ever forget. The hand slid back into the dark, and then he dropped down. I slammed my door shut and locked it as quickly as I could. The call went through and I was able to get on the line with police, and they dispatched officers to my house. I told them that I didn't know if the man was armed or not, and the dispatcher told me to stay on the line. I heard the man walking up to my door and rattling the door handle. He also went through my kitchen as I heard a lot of commotion in there. Truth be told, I don't know why he stayed. I would have just left the house, but he stayed right up until the police came in and arrested him. Apparently, he was a homeless man and was armed with a knife in my kitchen and had recently been seen in the area trying to get into other houses. Truth be told, I'm very frightened to sleep still. I now sleep with my bedroom door locked and all my windows closed. I also sleep with a knife under my pillow. I know this is unlikely to ever happen again, but I just cannot forget the way that he dropped down from my attic.
I convinced my best friend's boyfriend to break up with her and choose me instead. And I don't feel bad about it, so hear me out. So to give you a little context and a little backstory, I had a crush on him before they even met, and she knew that. But when she came to my school and we all three started hanging out together, their chemistry was just different. I wasn't serious about him, so I was like, girl, go ahead and take him. She's like, are you sure? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yes. So they're finally officially dating. And I noticed that we don't hang out that much anymore. He doesn't say hey to me in the halls. She barely wants to talk to me. It was just super weird. So I finally run into her boyfriend's best friend. So I asked him, do you know why they won't talk to me anymore? He says, oh yeah, your best friend has basically been telling him that you get around the entire school. You're the reason that your parents got a divorce. You think you're so much better looking, but really you're not. That's why he chose her over you. Just talking major crap. After getting the tea, I run into both of them. After finding her and reading her in front of him, I tell him that he should have never left me in the first place because she's actually cheating.
Am I the asshole for letting my son drive to school despite his mum's protest? My son is 17 and a junior in high school. He got his license in October, but obviously there's a lot of restrictions. His mum, we are divorced, will not let him drive unsupervised, meaning she has to be with him. I let him drive my car to and from school and to school activities. She found out and demanded that I stop doing it. I told her that I trust him and he gets to be cool driving a Tesla to school, plus he gets a prime parking spot. Compounding the problem is that he apparently told her to piss off over something and she won't let him drive at all and said that I should follow suit. I told her that's between her and him. I don't want to get involved with my ex-wife's issues with our son driving as a means to control him. That's between them and I will not be adjudicating their conflicts, but am I the asshole?
I'm the asshole for snapping at my friend who keeps ditching me because I have a child. About 2 years ago, I unexpectedly got pregnant with my beautiful daughter. Over that time, my friend circle got a lot smaller, but my best friend remained. Mia, she doesn't have any kids, nor does she wants them, but she's been amazing with my daughter. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and obviously I don't have as much time to hang out as I did previously. We both live on the same street and are within walking distance from our houses. I told Mia numerous times that she can pop in whenever she wants, especially since she works from home. But she rarely does. She did at the beginning, but now it's happening less and less. Instead, she keeps suggesting that we go out for coffee or get pizza or drinks, but I don't have that time. She asked if I wanted to go out with her and her friends for a drink last weekend, but I said no, but she's welcome to come over, and we can have drinks at mine. She said she already had plans and felt weird to drink when she knows there's a child around. I honestly feel neglected, and like she doesn't want to be my friend anymore. I'm always available, but she rarely comes over, and I don't think it's fair. Today, I saw photos from her from Saturday night out, and I was upset. She ditched me to go so she could go drink like she's 20 again, but I feel like she doesn't value me. Says she's been accommodating and wants to spend time without me without the kid.